A story of heroes and villains in this one, and Arsenal with a very important victory against Wolverhampton Wanderers, meaning that thanks to these 3 points, Arsenal are still in the Premier League title race, because otherwise, had it been a draw or a loss, I think it would have been over. But thanks to Ricardo Calafiori and his goal in the second half, and Vitor Pereira's Wolves will definitely be lamenting this very fact, Arsenal get the 1-0 win against Wolves, despite the fact that they went down to 10 men to a very controversial red card by Lewis Skelly, the 18-year-old, becoming the third 18-year-old to get a red card. Obviously, the Premier League calling it a very serious foul play situation after his foul, and it was a bit of a cynical attempt on Doherty, but I gotta be honest with you, and I think I'm in the majority here, this was a really bad decision. Yes, it was a foul. Yes, there was cynicism to it, but we've seen much worse, honestly. And it's very difficult, obviously, for VAR to overturn the referee's decision, especially when he's seeing it right there in live action and very close to it. But this was a horrible call. This was a foul. It was a yellow. It was not a red. But regardless, Arsenal stood firm. And later in the game, Wolves actually did them a favor, as João Gomez got himself sent off as well with a second yellow, meaning that was 10 on 10. And that's when Arsenal took more advantage. A really horrible defensive mistake by Wolves in the first place, allowing the Italian defender Ricardo Calafiori to make it 1-0. But in the end, all that matters for Arsenal fans, all that matters for Mikel Arteta is that they get those 3 points. Because like I said at the beginning, had they lost this game, had they even drawn it, I think it would have been over for them, because Newcastle are still doing their thing. Manchester City are looking a little bit better, and they're pushing for their own title race and top 4 spots. But they needed this win, Arsenal. They got it. It wasn't a pretty one. It was a horrible red card on their 18-year-old player. But in the end, all that matters is 1-0. And 1-0 it was against Wolverhampton.
Real hard skill, brilliant finish.
That is an Arsenal goal for the 8th time from a defender this season, more than any other team. He's only scored 2 for Arsenal. They've both been big goals. And here he is, Ricardo Calafiori.
Ricardo, an incredibly tough afternoon, down to 10 men for most of the match. How important was it to get a win after all that?
Yeah, I think it's so important, as you can imagine, and for sure we want to win also the next one.
It was an incredible goal from yourself, a really difficult technique. Did you know straight away what you were going to do?
Yeah, of course. As I said to my teammates, I was laughing with them because I can only score like this, goals like this, so I must focus on the easiest thing, but this one is my job, you know.
You came onto the pitch after Miles Lewis Skelly was sent off. What was your view of that red card?
From the bench was clearly not a red card, but I saw him at half time. It was so disappointing for the team, but at the end we won, so nothing happened.
Absolutely, some introduction. And we talked about title races before, Claude. Arsenal had to do the job today, and they've dug one out from somewhere. How important a goal and win could that be, do you think?
Yeah, it'll be a difficult game from them. And we see Liverpool is starting going, and Arsenal, have chance for winning today. And
challenge put in front of you today. How pleased are you that you overcame it as you did?
Incredible. What the boys did again. It just was about the character, about the personality of the team. It was about the courage, it was the intelligence to play the game that we want to play. It was exceptional.
It was a big moment when Miles Lewis Skelly was sent off. What was your view of that?
I think it's that clear that I'll leave it to you guys. I'm absolutely fuming, but I leave it with you because it's that obvious that I don't think my words are going to help.
Have you had an explanation from the match officials? And will you be appealing the decision?
That's for the club to decide what is the best decision. I think it's that obvious that maybe we don't even need to.
He's a young player who's been really important for you as well. He's obviously quite upset. How is he now?
Yeah, well, he's really happy now that to do with action.
It was just before half-time, so obviously you had to change things during the interval. What tactics and strategy did you come out with?
I was very clear what we have to do. Something very different is to be able to do it with the quality and how consistently we do throughout the second half. So I'm so thrilled about the team, how it competes in any context.
You'd had some big chances before that moment as well. How difficult is it to keep on the front foot with only 10 men?
We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. This team has got the spirit and the will to fight against anything, and they show that again today.
It was a great goal from Ricardo. He's got that in his locker, hasn't he?
It's good. He's got these magic moments that he can produce. It was needed. He's been out for a few weeks. He come back and he really helped the team.
As always, with teams challenging at the top, you've been questioned about whether or not you can sustain the challenge. But that must do an awful lot for the players in terms of their confidence and belief.
Yeah, because obviously a lot of things happen. Today some more things happen. Yesterday we lost Mikel, we lost Martin this morning, and we're still going. So that's what I love about the team.
Hey, don't worry about me.
Talk us through it.
The new centre-half has had an absolute nightmare. Ball's gone up with Jackson. Jackson's gone up with a centre-half. And he's bounced back. He's come to Kushanoff and he's gone to head it ball back to the keeper. It's never getting there in a million years. Jackson's going through. I think he's shot. He's miskicked it. It's fallen to Mudawuki, who's come in. He's tapped it in. 2 minutes gone.
No, he's not. He's seen Madueke.
Do you reckon he's seen him?
Watch it. He has seen it. Yeah, it's a mistake.
What did you just call him? Was that Mudawuki?
Madueke. He meant to say Madueke.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant, Jackson.
So Chelsea hit the front early on in the Saturday night football, and for Kushanoff, he's arrived in from Lens.
He's headed the medicine ball. He's headed the medicine ball.
He's headed a medicine ball. Welcome to the Premier League. Welcome to the Premier League. And Chelsea hit the front first. Remember, the champions went to Stamford Bridge for the first game of the season and won by 2-0. But it's Chelsea in front, and it's Madueke with the opening goal on 3 minutes. Let's try again to go back to Tim Sherwood and talk about the win for Arsenal. I was mentioning it's just a case when Liverpool have this kind of lead, just get the job done, get the win.
Yeah.
It was lively.
I think so. It was a very even game, though. But I just think Arsenal, they missed the best chances. Kai Havertz missed a few very, very good chances. One, which was a glaring miss from the centre of the box, all with his head. Sarr sometimes made a few decent saves. It was a tough afternoon for Arsenal because it got made very difficult. Lewis Skelly got sent off after 43 minutes. I mean, a cool trip on Doughty, who was breaking from the 18-yard box via Arsenal corner. Arsenal corner. They break. Doughty on the edge of the box gets one touch, and then Lewis Skelly just comes across and he trips. That Michael Oliver's made the right call, but he's 70 yards from goal. I think it's an incredibly poor decision, in my opinion.
Mike, just want to... This is what the Premier League Match Centre said on the decision before we get your take on it. They said the referee's call of red card for Lewis Skelly was checked and confirmed by VAR. We knew that, who deemed his challenge to have been serious foul play. Do you concur?
No, I mean, I said it real time. I thought it was harsh. Then I've seen the still. I can see when you see the still he's causing, but I just think there's not a lot of force in it. I think it's more of a glancing blow coming down. For me, yellow card would have been sufficient. I think the VAR could have got involved. I think what they're probably saying is referee's call is probably right on the limit to ref's call, I think. But I think it's a harsh one, I do. Really do think it's harsh.
We may be discussing that in full next week when we've got the pictures.
Maybe, yeah.
Chance?
Yeah, I think so. I might chuck it in, yeah.
Just a quick transfer line to bring you from Manchester United, and that is that in the last few months it's been confirmed that Anthony, and we'd be surprised he's heading out, has joined Real Betis on loan for the rest of the season. It is subject to international clearance, but Anthony heading to Real Betis on loan for the rest of the season. I mean, listen, Tim, coming back to Arsenal's win, we discussed that red card, and the one that came for João Gomez that really levelled things up. Did that change the game for you? Once it was parity and...
Yeah, tendency, Wolves, certainly was, with a man advantage. Gomez has already been booked in the first half, and he decides on the edge of the box he was attacking. He comes late into a challenge, and there's always a chance you're going to miss the ball and you just go over the top of it. It was a second yellow card. It was a correct decision from Michael Oliver. And then the tide turned, and it was just Arsenal, and you just felt the belief from Wolves just went, and you just felt Arsenal would score. And eventually he scored a very good goal from Calafiori. Cross comes into the box. It was a poor header out. Hits it with his left foot into the bottom left-hand corner. And then there on in, I just think Arsenal were very good. They managed the game. They controlled everything about it.
We will hear from Mikel Arteta on that red card in just a moment. By the way, the new signing, Kushanoff, we talked on debut at the moment. Chelsea still leading by 8-0. Merson, I just want to drag you away from watching Chelsea away to Man City just for a moment. Just quickly on your old team, Arsenal. If it had been anything other than a win today, the gap's then 8 points with Liverpool winning at Anfield. In terms of Arsenal's title tilt, would have been game over? Hadn't got the win there.
A massive football result, massive football. But going down to 10 men, Liverpool winning easily at half-time. you know, you have to come out and dig in, and fair play to them. That is a massive, massive football result. They just got to keep on hanging in there. You know, next week, obviously, they've got Man City, and at the moment, Man City are not playing great. Probably got the hardest game next week out of the two of them, where probably 8 weeks ago you're looking at it and thinking Arsenal by far got the hardest game. So, yeah, it swings around about, but that was a massive result. They've got to stay in there. They've got to stay in the title race, hang in there. If they can hang in there till March and they're 6 points behind and Saka comes back, it's game on.
Yeah. Well, they got the job done today, and I imagine they'll have plenty to say about that Skelly red card. Let's hear now.
Lewis Skelly, 18-year-old, sent off on his 6th Premier League start. We think in very harsh circumstances?
Yeah, very harsh for me. Just tried to be clever, tactical foul, and he ended up on the wrong side of it.
Are you happy with the red here, Claude, are you?
I think red is difficult. For me, I will put yellow card because it's good fault for Arsenal, but I think from there the guy can go score goals. It's impossible.
I don't think there's any debate about the second yellow for Gomez, is there, Michael?
No, not at all. No, I mean, it's definitely a yellow. I suppose the question is it high? Has it got a lot of force in it? Could it be a straight red? But in terms of whether it's a yellow, no, that's 100% at least a yellow, so there's no complaints there.
In less than 4.5 minutes, having played 10v10, Calafiori did this.
This is top class. What a finish. I talk about how difficult the Mo Salah finish was. This is even more difficult. On your left foot, bouncing like that. I mean, the goalkeeper skims his glove just on and then hits the post and goes in. I mean, he had no room whatsoever. And a bouncing ball, keeping it down, real.
Arsenal found themselves down to 10 men in the first half of Saturday's meeting with Wolverhampton Wanderers when young left-back Miles Lewis-Skelly was shown a straight red card. Lewis-Skelly, making his return from injury, cynically tripped Matt Doherty on the edge of the Wolves' penalty area as the hosts prepared to launch an electric counter, and there was plenty of surprise when referee Michael Oliver brandished a straight red card. VAR declined to order a review of the decision, leaving many fans confused why a cynical foul so far away from the goal was deemed worthy of a red card. The referee's call of a red card for Lewis-Skelly was checked and confirmed by VAR, who deemed his challenge to have been serious foul play, a statement by the Premier League Match Centre confirmed. Former official Mike Dean argued on Sky Sports coverage of the game that Lewis-Skelly had caught Doherty high on the leg. "I've got a still image," he said. "If you see it, you can see why the referee has decided what Hes done. Hes put his studs down the inside of his leg. Now I've seen the other image, you can see why Hes been sent off." Lewis-Skelly will now be forced to serve a domestic suspension, handing Mikel Arteta a huge blow ahead of next weekend's meeting with Manchester City. Summer signing Ricardo Calafiori is likely to be first in line for a recall after returning from a muscle injury to start Saturday's game on the bench, while Ukraine international Oleksandr Zinchenko is also a candidate to feature.